I can't believe I'm reviewing a Reebok.
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another GingerRunner.com review. I have been deep in the edit bay editing the new movie. That's a weird sentence. But I will be touring with my new movie, Where Dreams Go to Die, pretty much for the next month. So we've been hard at work finishing up that project. So I thought I'd drop another review before we go on tour and the ginger bits start happening. And today, for me, is a bit of a weird one. I never thought I would be reviewing a shoe from the brand that I'm reviewing today. You are currently watching a review of the Reebok Float Ride Run. Yep, it's happening. Okay, full disclosure, I never thought I'd be reviewing a Reebok shoe on this channel. Hell, I never even thought I'd be wearing a Reebok shoe, since all my friends growing up had the Reebok pumps, but I had to resort to the LA Gear knockoffs because we couldn't afford the actual Reeboks. I think the seed was planted in my head at a very early age. You will not wear Reeboks. But recently, Reebok reached out and was like, hey, we've got some new running shoes we'd like to send your way. Hopefully you can give them a review. Reebok and running, to me, I just remember the Zag shoes, as well as those shoes with the little animated characters underfoot that kept getting squished in the ads. I just didn't consider Reebok a serious running brand. Now, I am aware of the OCR and CrossFit crowd. They just love Reebok. Reebok has huge sponsorships across the sports, events, personas, a lot of money invested, but I was still skeptical. I also never guarantee that any products that I receive get a review. In fact, it happens quite often where I'll receive a product, I'll test them out, put them through the ringer, and then end up donating them just because I didn't feel product met certain standards or was really ready for prime time. Case in point, Reebok sent me 3 pairs of shoes. 2 of the pairs were cumbersome, heavy, messy, downright sketchy. And those include the Harmony Road, it's just massive, and the Sweet Road, which I just could not get into. But this little guy, the Float Ride Run, was a huge surprise, and I'm standing here now eating my words that I would never review a Reebok on the channel. I thought these deserved a mention. The shoe is not without its faults, and I'll get to that in the dislikes of this review, but there's something here that has me grabbing this pair of Reeboks over and over again when I'm going for a long run on roads. And that is hard for me to admit, but that's also part of why I'm doing this channel to begin with. All right, enough banter, let's get on with the things that I like and dislike about the Float Ride Run. As always, starting with the things that I like. The cushioning. Now, the Float Ride cushion in this shoe is soft, it's supple, it's way more cushion than I anticipated out of the shoe and compared to the other 2 models they sent, but it has a nice responsiveness, a nice bite to it, so you can do your speed workouts in it. You can go for your long runs. I got a 15-mile run in this shoe, and it started to feel a bit like a Kinvara towards the end, even borderline Clifton, which isn't a bad thing. Durability. Another thing I didn't expect is that the materials in combination are holding up quite well. They're not the thinnest, they're not the most advanced, but they're dealing with the abuse. And that says a lot about the shoe itself. The upper. I like the combination that they have going on here. It's weird, and I'll get to why here. It's essentially 3 pieces. You have a woven front upper that covers your midfoot, forefoot area. That ends right here, and it's taken over by this dense, strong foam heel cup. This heel wedge wraps around your ankle, locks you in there, and it's all surrounded by a plastic cage. Those 3 elements together make for a surprisingly comfortable upper. Wasn't expecting it, but it's doing its job and it's doing it pretty darn well. Moving on to things that I dislike about the Float Ride Run. Materials. Yes, I do like the upper as far as what it feels like on the foot, but the materials themselves can use a lot of advancement. The woven material here in the midfoot and forefoot is very thick, it's very heavy, it's also very hot. The foam material that locks in your ankle is also very stiff, very thick, and very heavy. That, surrounded by that plastic cage, while it is comfortable, it's a plastic cage. Anything with a plastic cage to me screams long-term problem. I mean, you're dealing with weight, lack of flexibility, and the ability to get a proper fit can be tiresome. The cage is also very reminiscent of the Adidas Boost that I reviewed long ago. Just the materials in combination, yeah, they work, but they can easily be improved upon. Heel drop. We're talking a 10mm plus heel drop in this shoe, and you feel it. It feels like you're walking around in high heels. When you are running up in your midfoot and forefoot area, you will occasionally scuff the heels. That's when you'll feel it on the longer runs, but if you're running downhill, if you're running a little bit sloppy or a little bit tired, you're gonna catch that heel. That heel drop is pretty significant, and you'll definitely feel it at slower speeds. And finally, sloppy fit. This is kind of one of those things that can be a deal breaker for many people, but if you're going fast or you're going around turns, anything like that, your foot will slide around. The upper materials here in the front are stretchy. The laces make it really difficult to tighten down, especially since these laces are super thick and you can't replace them with smaller, thinner, or lighter laces. Getting a good proper fit is nearly impossible in the shoe. You just kind of have to grip it down tight enough to hold your foot in and hope for the best on your long run. So as you can see, while there are some things I dislike about this shoe, some just general things I dislike about it, there are a number of qualities that make this shoe fun and comfortable and surprising. So that is why I wanted to make sure that I reviewed this shoe, so at least you knew it existed. Some of you might already know that this exists, which I will call for your comments down below. But now let's get on with the points. The Reebok Float Ride Run. In quality, I'm gonna give this 3 out of 5. I think the materials work together fine. They can easily be improved upon, and that helps improve the shoe overall. Comfort, I was surprised. 4 out of 5 on comfort. Nice, soft, supple foam, a decently stretchy upper. I had a good time running along in the shoe. Holds up well. Price at $150. Oh man. It's Reebok pumps all over again, just way too expensive. I will be giving this a 2 out of 5 on price. You get this down to the $100 price point or below, then we can talk. And finally, looks. Not a huge fan of the looks here. This is the best looking color of the 3. 3 out of 5 on looks, bringing our grand total to 12 out of 20. Now, normally that's not a great score, but I think it's also important to note that I've had a good time in this shoe, which brings me to my buy, try, or why. I'm gonna give this a solid try. Now, the question is, are you even going to be able to find this anywhere? I wish you much luck. You'll have to find a store near you that does carry Reeboks, which isn't every running store. It'll be difficult to find, but if it's in your area or it's maybe a shoe that you've seen before, maybe you've already grabbed a pair, it's worth a shot. And really, who is it for? It's going to be for the people who are looking for a long, comfortable trainer. You're not looking to PR or anything like that, but you're just looking for a shoe that can go long comfortably. This certainly fits into that realm. Okay, so that's it for today's review of the Reebok Float Ride Run. A surprise for me, something worth at least looking into, but it also has a little bit of work ahead of it. Now, have you run in this shoe? Have you even heard of this shoe? Let me know in the comments below. Always curious to hear what you guys think. And don't forget, if you like this review, make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe to this channel. We are less than 10,000 away from 100,000 subscribers. So if you have not considered subscribing, consider doing it now. It'd be great to have you on board, and you can check out all the new videos that drop each and every week. Social media links are right over there. Giggity. And if you want to help make sure that this channel continues to happen, go to patreon.com/thegingerrunner. For as little as $1 a month, you get to participate in Ginger Runner Live post shows. Lots of cool perks on the back end. And that, my friends, is it for today's review. I hope you're getting out there, training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you next week. Ginger Bits is coming, I promise. Tour is coming, I promise. The movie is coming. I promise. Okay, goodbye.